Millennium Falcon Smugglers Run is one of the best rides at Disney World. Well, that's a hot take. Most people think the completely opposite. They go, get off it, and it feels like nothing happened. The mission feels the same every time, you even don't understand the mission so well. So I get why people usually get mad with this take. The major problem with that ride is that you can have a 10 out of 10 experience being a pilot, and at the same time your friend behind you have like a 4 out of 10. Because being a pilot is awesome. You and your co-pilot driving together the Millennium Falcon, getting to the hyperspace, then driving together, crushing it on the wall and laughing about it. It's actually awesome, but it's a 6-seat ship and just to have fun. The other 4, the gunners and the engineers, they're just there pressing some lighting buttons, and at least they are lighting, I guess. And here's the thing that I most think about it when I stop to think about the ride. If you watch the Star Wars movie with the Millennium Falcon, you can see that being an engineer or a gunner on the movies, it's actually awesome, it's great.
Great. Oh, I can do this. I can do this.
Stay low, guys, stay low, stay low! What? Stay low, it confuses our tracking. Come on!
Nice job!
I'm getting pretty good at this.
It feels good. It feels like fun to do it. But then you get to the ride and it's just some buttons. Like it's like you're playing video games with just X and circles, you know? So if they just try to copy the movies as they do with the pilots, then probably it would be the best ride in the park, better even than Rise of the Resistance. But for some reason they just didn't. And here's the thing, like, I partially agree with the take that it is one of the best rides because I truly loves being the pilot and it's just a fun time on it. But I actually need to ask for being a pilot or I can be an engineer and then it sucks. Okay, let me back up for a second. If you don't know me, I made an app called Ride&Log, an app for rate rides, log them, review them, make lists, all of it. And lately I've been seeing some of the wild takes out there, so I decided to do someone's here so we could analyze and react them and try to understand if they are valid or not. So let's go through them. Alright, second one. Take is Hollywood Studios is the worst park of all Walt Disney World. Okay, I understand the argument. The park isn't the nicest to walk around, barely any shade, the layout makes you cross back and forth a lot, and it can have like really long lines. So for a full day, yeah, it can be a bit mess. But actually, look at this lineup of rides here. Tower of Terror is still one of the best drop rides anywhere. Rise of the Resistance is one of the biggest, most detailed rides Disney has ever built. Rock and Roller Coaster, it's actually the only real launch coaster on Disney property. Slink Dog Dash, I'm not a huge fan, but it's actually a nice family coaster with one of the best views in the whole park. Toy Story Mania, one of my favorites. It's one of the best shooting rides they actually ever made. And Mickey Mini Runaway Railway looks amazing and never stop moving. So being honestly, I actually would rather go to these rides and get a bit of more line than maybe go to like Magic Kingdom, which they have like a ton of rides with some with high wait lines and some like with 10-15 minutes, but none of them are close to the lineup of Hollywood Studios in my opinion. And that's why I think this park is actually great. Of course, sometimes you have to make decisions about it. Like, sometimes you would prefer like riding again Tower of Terror than riding Slink Dog Dash, or to get no so much lines on Star Tours that I really like, instead of staying in line for a Rock and Roller Coaster. You have to make these decisions, but in general, I really love this park. Next take, Expedition Everest is the best ride on Walt Disney World. That's an interesting take because when people are arguing about the best ride at Walt Disney World, people normally say the same names like Rise of the Resistance, An Experience, Detailed Ride. Then Cosmic Rewind is the coaster that everyone is talking about right now. Then Tower of Terror, like the most complete one, maybe for the more classic ones, the Haunted Mansion, one of the best dark rides out there. And of course, like Flight of Passage. All of those are great, don't get me wrong, but Everest usually don't get it on the stock. And I think it should. For me, Everest, it's not just like a great coaster, even though it is one of the best ones in Disney. But the way it tells the story, I will be honest, it's better than Hagrid's. It's better than Guardians. Since the line when you're walking through the village, seeing those articles about the Yeti, about the people trying to find him, trying to climb the Forbidden Mountain, they build up so well that it probably makes the best build up on a roller coaster like ever. And then by the time you reach the train and see the track it's over, the job's done. So, is this take 100% right? Is Expedition Everest the best ride on Walt Disney World? No. But in my opinion, it actually should be put on that list of the best ones. And then like you could choose. Oh, I really like Flight of Passage. I really like Expedition Everest. It should be on that list for sure. Okay, the next one, probably the most hyped ride right now, Guardians of the Galaxy. Cosmic Rewind is most about sensation and not about story. This is an interesting question because I just saw like a Vincent Vision video about how well theming is put on rides and how it shouldn't be put, and he put Guardians as a bad example of theming. And then I stopped to think about it, and it actually is true. And this is the strange thing about it, because Guardians of the Galaxy is one of the most heavy story-driven movies that Marvel has ever done. If you think about a ride that it should have a really good story, it should be Guardians. And it doesn't. It's mostly just that pre-show that when you start seeing, you see Terry Crews.
Welcome, people of Epcot. Epcoters. Epcotians.
No, not the Guardians, not Rocket, Gamora, Peter Quill, even Groot. No. You're seeing Terry Crews.
Citizens of Epcot.
Yeah. And then the Guardians show up for like 10 seconds to talk. Oh, come with us to our adventure, and then like we're going. But actually then the ride, I feel something. And here's the interesting thing about this take, because it has a really feel of Guardians on the ride. Like the music, the jokes, the color, the space, everything lines up so well that the story, the plot, we just doesn't care about it.
That's the The Big Bang!
You gotta get that generator. It's the only way back.
We got the generator!
Get gas home.
It really helped. And instruction.
So, do you agree? Is Guardians of the Galaxy Cosmic Rewind a no-story ride? Yes, I actually agree with that. But does that mean that this ride has no Guardians of the Galaxy on it? No. It's actually one of the rides with the most soul I've ever saw it. So those are some of the hot takes we got for today. Probably I said something that people will not like it, but that's the fun thing about hot takes. We just can talk whatever we think and be judged a lot. But now I want to hear yours. What's yours hot takes? So comment down below the takes you have, or even better, download the Ride&Log app, come with us on our social network for theme park enthusiasts, and see you on the next time.